So many people today feel confused, they're lost, they're hopeless, and without purpose or direction. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that we've been believing lies for such a long time. Like this one, that the universe itself came into existence from nothing. And you gotta realize that if that's true, then we don't have meaning or purpose for our existence. We're just an accident. But who's saying that?
Why is there something rather than nothing? The answer is there had to be. If you have nothing in quantum mechanics, you'll always get something. It's that simple. It doesn't convince any of those people, but it's true. And that is remarkable. Because the laws of physics allow a universe to begin from nothing. You don't need a deity.
But you know, even more astonishing is that you can get physics, you can get matter, you can get everything from nothing.
Or what about this one? That you have no purpose because you were just an accident created by stars.
We observe stars, we know what goes on in their center, they explode, laying bare their contents. And what we have discovered is that the elements of the periodic table, that which we are made of, derive from the actions of stars.
So when you think about it, people are made up of raw ingredients, these elements that are so basic to life, which were created in stars. We are carbon-based beings with bones made of calcium, and we walk on iron silicates on the ground, and we breathe oxygen. Like right now, you're breathing, I could see it. That came from a star. So we're all stardust, quite literally.
Or maybe this is why people believe there is no hope. Because you don't have a soul. And when you and everyone else dies, nothing.
Do you think there's such a thing as a soul?
Like, who are you? Is there something in you that lives independent of your physical existence? That would be
The soul.
what a soul would be. What I do know is everything you are derives from electrochemical synapses running in your brain. I remain unconvinced that the soul is something other than a word we give to your neurosynaptic thoughts that enable you to say, I am an individual and I have a consciousness.
So I assume that a secular interpretation of the soul supposes that the soul is just the brain. And I think that's right. If we want to talk about souls at all, the soul is just the mind and the mind is just the brain.
And lastly, everything and everyone is just gonna die. So nothing matters.
And so the heat death is a term we use to talk about when you reach that maximum entropy state. Nothing can happen anymore. No information can be organized anymore. It's just everything is basically over at that point.
On atheism, there is no objective purpose for human existence. Eventually, the universe will grow cold, dilute, dark, and dead as it runs down toward maximum entropy and heat death, and all human existence and life will be extinguished on an atheistic view of the future of the universe. There is no purpose for which the universe exists. The litter of a dead universe will just expand into the endless darkness forever, a universe in ruins.
We're in a cosmic war, and it's a war fought mostly in the mind, your thoughts. You see, Satan is real, and the Bible calls him the great dragon who was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan who leads the whole world astray. It's in Revelation 12:9. So you can believe what you want, of course, but if you want to be free from these thoughts of being lost and hopeless without direction, then I'll offer you a parable from Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus said in Matthew 7:24, verse 27, that everyone who hears his words and does them, puts them into practice, they're like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain fell and the floods came and the winds blew and beat on the house, but it didn't fall because it had been founded on the rock. But everyone who hears the words of Jesus and does not put them into practice, they're like a foolish man who builds his house on sand. And that rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great was its fall. You see, in this parable, Jesus compares our lives to a house. And those who listen to his words and follow them is like a person who builds his house or his life on a rock. Therefore, when the storms of life come, and you know they're going to come, your house, your life, it's going to stand secure. It will remain safe, so you are not shaken by these hurricanes that come your way. But what we just saw in these videos, unfortunately, our society, our education, our public scientific figures are saying that this rock isn't needed. There's no rock. I've heard Richard Dawkins say God probably doesn't exist. So go ahead and just enjoy your life. So whether they're doing it on purpose or not really makes no difference. What's important is that we are being led to believe that the rock, where you can build a strong life, a secure life, is not an option at all. And if you can't build your house on the rock, where are you supposed to build it? According to Jesus, sand. And this is where many people today, even some Christian brothers and sisters, are still trying to build their house on sand. The sand of material gain, the sand of education, the sand of comparison, the sand of pride in your accomplishments, the sand of I can do it myself, I can do it my way, the sand of I'm always right, the sand of pointing fingers at someone else. When the storms come, and again, they will come, and you build your house on sand, that sand that you think is so secure, it's going to fall. It's going to give way, and your house is going to fall down. It's sad, because so many lives are just thrown away because we can't handle the pressures of this world. We can't handle these storms. So again, I ask the question, why are so many people today fearful, hopeless, and lost? It's because they've been building their entire life on a lie. I say it's time to wake up to the truth. It's time to tear down these lies and recognize that God created the universe. He created you and He created me because He loves us and He gives us purpose for living. You're not lost. It's not hopeless. Because you see, we do have a soul. And in the end, if we make Jesus the rock of our salvation, if we put His words under our feet, we receive eternal life. No matter what this world happens, no matter what happens, what trouble comes our way, no matter what storms come our way, we can rest assured that our house will stand because it's fastened to the rock. So if you have a story to share about your own life, how it relates to this story about a life being built on sand or being built on a rock, please comment down below. Share it. Let's start a conversation. I would love to hear from you, and I know it would be an encouragement to others. Thank you for listening. Truth be told.